last week, Monday, first thing, we talked a little bit about resources at the college. In terms you can get, if it's finances that are an issue, there's help. There's, if you have other things, because of the situation, or even year-round, okay. Contact counselors, you can contact me. There's under the regular Canvas, there is a login, there is a survey you can fill out, and there's places there you can request more information and so forth. So, lots of opportunities these days. The Linux 1 course I put everybody in from NDG, and then later in the term we will turn on the Linux 2 course, and that's I will give you access to that sometime either first part of June, and those courses go 90 days. Then they turn off. Typically you have to pay for them, so if you want to get a little more in depth than what we did in class. Scripting, it's an important skill. We created the backups. We talked about security, being able to access the Fedora machine, and we talked about tarring. And I believe we demoed one that was working. We wanted everybody to sign up for the AWS Foundations course. It's Canvas. You'll have to create probably a new Canvas account. Canvas is used, it's an open source software. It's used a lot for a number of, like, for example, MOOCs and so forth. So you have to create an account. I sent an email saying you're going to get an email, so one from me and then one from AWS. And it seems like, students have had no problem getting in. We did the first module for Wednesday, and we are going to, during the summer session, during data assurance, we are going to be accessing some parts of the course. There was a discussion form you could fill in for that. New whiteboard. Okay. I'll use a different color here to start off with. So this was Wednesday. We talked about AWS. We had Brian Powers from Walmart talk about their transition to AWS. We reviewed Access Summer. Some of the things we're going to look at. The Cisco class at NetAcad. Then there's a Foundations class we'll look at from Palo Alto. We'll look at some AWS. We'll look at some current events for the security class in May. For the AWS, the discussion forum should have filled in. Class starts Monday, May 11th, 8 a.m. in the morning, and then we'll talk about, it takes up the entire morning, and we'll talk about what parts, how we will manage our time. Monday through Thursday. So yeah, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we don't have meeting times. And the course will meet. We'll keep using Zoom or some type of access. Skills. Check your work. Okay, if there's any questions. Took a break. Then we came back and did this research work. Wanted a research directory. You have a group. You're going to be able to add files to this research directory. So we're doing some kind of work. You create a directory, and then so we're thinking about it's really important work. So twice a day, once late morning and once in early evening, we back up that directory to a server other than the one it's on. We want to save space, so we want it compressed, and we want it to happen automatically. So we want a script. So it's going to compress the data. So it's going to compress the data and automatically back it up once during the day and then in the evening. So we had groups of 2 or 3 people. I picked a person who's supposed to host that on their machine, and then they turned it in. And that was the last of our, instead of taking one big skills test per, for the students we took, I think ended up taking 2 or 3. And that wraps up the course. I added a few things to the slide. So we had I re-emphasized the cloud work, talked about course evaluations, Linux 2 in June. Yeah, that's a wrap on the course. Thanks everyone. It was maybe you didn't think so, but I like Linux. It's fun, and not only is Linux useful, but it's a good skill to help you understand operating systems working in the Linux OS. We'll see everyone. Not quite, but almost everyone. May 11th, 8 a.m.